Happy day. We've got 5 coops. We're gonna go over how they work and why they work so good. Chickshaw Mini-Me, Meatshaw, Prettyshaw, Chicken Tractor, Chickshaw 5.0. Let's do this. In her book, Chicken Tractor by Pat Foreman, introduced me to the Chicken Tractor the first time. I was fascinated by the opportunity that turning a coop into something that can work, it would be incredible. There were no plans per se, so over the years I developed my own Chicken Tractor, made plans, added a few features like the door, ground skids, removable pull cord, and the dual purpose perch that becomes the prop for the access door. Here's how to put it to work. Leave it in one spot, put 3 or 4 adult chickens in there, let them till and fertilize for a garden area. Or move it around the yard daily, fertilizing and mowing the grass. Put it on top of my do-it-yourself raised beds and have them work on the garden there. Use it as a brooder, or like what I'm doing here, a nursery in between brooder and the field. Some people have even raised, I don't know, 15, 20 Cornish cross meat birds in this thing and used it as a pastured poultry pen. Here's how it works. First of all, it's a minimalistic design, easy to build, easy to maneuver. No bells and whistles, just 2 feet tall. Will hold 4 adult chickens full time with it closed, 12 adult chickens with the door open, and then them in an enclosure and a net like this. 30-something odd little teenage chicks growing up. This 40-inch by 8-foot frame, perfect size for a garden bed. No floors, mean direct access to the ground, and you never have to clean up poop. You just move the coop. Optional nest box area. Just put in some crate nest boxes right there, and you've got a laying egg coop. This is new, per popular demand, this actual door to give the chickens extra protection inside there. A door to access the nest boxes. All of my coops have access to the nest boxes from the outside. Why would you want to go into the chicken coop? This plastic decking underneath, can you guys see that? That's just a piece of plastic decking ripped. That makes it so super smooth and easy to move, but also protects this wood from rotting. The wood never contacts the ground. It doesn't leave it too high off the ground, you see. Only, I don't know, an inch. And so still the chickens can't get out. Well, what about predators getting under there? You might run the risk if you have a lot of predator pressure, but if you do, if that's your case, just surround it with an electric poultry net and you're good. This removable pull cord with an old used hose over the wire for ease of handling is super nifty. I'm here at the end side. Put it on the other side. That easy. Now I'm omnidirectional. And did I mention that this thing is lightweight and easy to move? I just moved it with one arm while filming. There's a perfect amount of roof and wall protection. Good general rule of thumb is 3/4 of a roof, 50% of the sides, the rest in ventilation. It's in 1/2-inch wire mesh. Protect them from predators to let the sun shine and the air flow in. Second coop, the Meatshaw. I first saw this concept when I was out in Wyoming on the Great American Farm Tour. This lady had a big flatbed trailer and she put the chickens, well, she put the chickens under it, not on top of it. Cornish cross chickens, just like these guys. They were happily free-ranging, no walls on this thing. Of course, this was a big operation, hundreds of chickens, and I thought, I gotta go home and do this. The chickens were so happy free-ranging. How can I do this on a small scale where somebody can just easily move it without a tractor? And the Meatshaw was born. This is how I put it to work. Notice, this is kind of cruddy pasture. Do you see that? Yeah, this is one of the weaker parts of our farm. The sea monsters are a manure bomb. Anywhere you put them, they'll leave a spot, an explosion of fertility. So they're on cruddy pasture helping us improve it. This is basically an 8x8 roof on wheels made to accommodate 100 to 125 Cornish cross meat birds. Of course, you could make it smaller. You could make it a 4x4, maybe do 50 birds. Hey, little guy. The goose is imprinted on us. Are you gonna be a good guard? That's what she's in there for. You're gonna be a good guard? You're gonna be a good cleanup. Eating the peas. This is tall enough to accommodate a goose and, use it as a sheep shaw or a pig shaw when this is not in use. Guys, you only have these sea monster chickens out on pasture for 5 weeks. So you could make other use of this in the downtime. This thing is extremely lightweight and easy to use. Easy to move. Notice I have it on a slope. We're probably on a 15-degree slope. It's good for getting to nook and cranny farming, rugged terrain, slope, and no special tools required. This thing is super easy to build. It's just an 8x8 roof. This is probably the most complicated thing, getting the handles on, but even then, super simple. This can be built in just a few hours. This is a removable handle. We could prop this up. Now, why would you want to do that? Well, we would prop this up and then we have a wall. When we need to butcher them, we can come in and kind of pin them against the wall and catch them. Incidentally, oh, I put it to work. I got some broody hens. I put them in here for two reasons. One, there's no nesting box for them to snuggle up and be broody. And two, maybe, just maybe, they'll think these Cornish cross are their chicks hatched out and we'll break their brood. Well, on day two, we'll give them another day in here. But I think it's working. Large, flat-free tires make it super easy to move and hassle-free. The feed and the water can fit snugly under the coop. That keeps them close by, that keeps them underneath, protected from aerial predators. Don't want them straying too much. They could be prone to attack, but also you don't want them getting too much exercise. I mean, you want them to put on the weight fast. This Premier One electric poultry net, well, it keeps the chickens safe and snug around the coop. I mean, look at this situation though, guys. Some of them are eating, well, a lot of them are eating, drinking. They're out pecking around like real chickens. They're just as happy as can be. What a good life. Moved once a day, a length of this meat shawl inside of this net, and then every fourth day, we move the entire net to a new area. So every day they get a little diaper change. And all we gotta do is move the coop. And manure is left behind and it leaves this yard or pasture, whatever you're on, better for years. Joel Salatin is a huge role model for me and many others for his regenerative, mobile animal systems. And I wanted to mimic that, but Joel, for example, his egg mobile can accommodate hundreds of chickens. It's mobile, it's fertilizing the land, making the farm a better place. But how do you make something smaller on a small scale for the homestead? Boom! Introducing the Chickshaw. This is the Chickshaw 5.0. We're on mini renditions. I'm pretty sure this one's perfected. Well, as you can see, like the sea monsters, I'm using this Chickshaw to get the chickens in a less productive pasture to help improve it. And that thing can easily be moved by hand or with a machine. Another job for this thing could be, well, fertilize, mow the lawn, moving it around in the lawn or pasture. We could also run it like Joel does, 3 days behind the cows in a daily rotation, and these chickens scratch and spread the manure, spreading that fertilizer. But what are they after? They're after little fly larvae developing in there, and they eat that, and that's free food for them, but they're breaking the pest cycle for the cows. You could also have it as a coop in a permanent run on a deep bedding situation. I'll show you that in a minute. You could also create a compost corner with it, surround a compost pile, and have the chickens help you do that. I'm gonna show you that in a second. Lastly, but not leastly, surround an area you want a larger garden and let them, leave them there, and let them till and fertilize and get that garden ready. Go on the camera. Okay, now we smooth this up, get out any rocks, get out any big sod. It's a minimal 5 foot by 5 foot design, but will hold 36 birds. I mean, look at all these guys. Comfortable inside this coop at night. I mean, they spend most of their day out and about doing. They've spread this hay mulch around. Look at this. I've not done a thing. They're finding bugs. What are you finding, guys? Look, they love this. This is a little leafier area. We had a bramble patch here. They're just getting all the goodies out of there. Spreading that love. Got a seam line this bottom frame. So the frame holds up the coop, the 5 foot wall coop, but it also extends out and becomes the arm. Super easy to build, but also very practical. We've got the legs that are holding the coop up right here, and so there's naturally weight here, and so some of my previous versions, I'm sorry, would end up doing a wheelie. This doesn't do that, and I'm even parked on a downhill, but because of this weight up front, the chickens getting out of the coop here, doesn't cause a willy. We've got these 26-inch non-flat, I think they're marathon tires. It's very important to get the big ones. They're more expensive, but get them. Makes it easier to move over wild and crazy terrain, but also the chickens can get under here a lot easier, and it's an extra shelter from the rain, from the sun. Perches are built into the floor to maximize space, still gets them off the ground. We got 1-inch wire mesh so manure can fall through. You don't see any there. Sometimes they pull out their nesting material and it can catch some manure, but that's about all the cleaning we ever have to do. See, look, poop falls through that. The nest boxes, like all of my coops, are removable, made from milk crate. Super affordable, super easy to find. Self-cleaning. They've got naturally these, what do you call that? I don't know. Webbed bottoms so dirt can fall through. Don't have to go into the coop, just pull it out and it fits snugly down in there, and then it's secure. We sized it to fit these things. Look, in permaculture, everything is multi-purpose. This is no exception. The ramp becomes the door. Let's clean the coop. By the way, I just moved that with one hand. A chicken coop that can hold 36 birds. Guys, most people are overkill in the chicken coop. No need. It's clean. It's moved. We're actually holding 36 birds. Guys, that's 20 to 30 eggs a day, okay, in a little coop like that. If you want it to make it pay, you're gonna have to be reasonable in your chicken coops. If you're doing this for fun and just kicks and giggles, then just go for it. Build the Taj Mahal. But why, even then, why you want to clean out the manure? That's a beautiful holy chicken squat when it's placed correctly, like on a pasture that needs it. Got a nice grab bar right here that, well, can become the prop for the access roof. This roof can come up. It's also very comfortable to hold and to move by hand, okay? But we also have a bar. We have a hitch bar that attaches to there, comes through here and out. You can hook this up to a machine and pull it. Look who I picked up. You guys wanna go on the rest of the coop tour? Sure. Let's do it. Let's go show them the Prettyshaw Mini-Me. The Prettyshaw Mini-Me is simply just a smaller version of the Prettyshaw per popular demand. You guys requesting it. Hey, I don't need 36 birds. Hey, I just need a dozen birds. This thing, up to 24 birds. No need to go over all the functions. It's just a miniature micro version of the Prettyshaw. Literally, I will show you what we have it doing here. Gideon, you want to show how, I mean, this is easy and easier to move. Gideon, you want to show them how easy it is to move? How old are you? 9. You had to think about it a minute. Right there, that's just a link, just a link. During the day, these guys are on, I don't know, 8, 10 cubic yards of compost. Look at them, always on top, just turning it. That's one of the ingredients for compost making. You need nitrogen, which is a manure. The chickens are manuring on it. This has already been mixed with cow manure, and then you need carbon, and this is out of wood chips. And then we turn it with a machine. This pile's so big. In the past, we've done pallet-sized compost piles, a cubic yard, and we just turn by hand. But now you've got nitrogen, carbon, third ingredient is air, and so the chickens help us tremendously. They're just out here scratching all day long. Look how black and beautiful this is. Oh, good, and I forgot to open their door. We did a switcheroo. We put the Prettyshaw out with more chickens out in the pasture this morning, and we put this in here because it's a little more maneuverable. We can easily get that more easily around and move it around every day to give the manure droppings a different spot every day. So we're gonna go lay an egg. And then the fourth ingredient is water. We get that from rain, we hose it down, and the chickens are, they're finding food in there. I don't know what, I can't see it, they see it. They microorganisms. Is that the word I'm looking for? Anyway, here's a dropping. End of the love. Ever the practical person. The coops so far have been extremely practical. Speaking of practical, get the chickens as close to the front door as you can, and next to gardens. That's our kitchen garden. The beautiful one finally said, you know, if we're gonna keep chickens in the front yard, can we get something pretty? Hence the Prettyshaw. It's the same core structure as the Prettyshaw Mini-Me. Can do the same type of jobs. Great for a front yard, great for a HOA. In this case, get in. Will you do that? Will you play right there? Every day is bring your chiddler to work day on the homestead. What I'm using it for work, great for the front yard, permanent chicken run. I call this the compost corner. So mobile coop inside a permanent run. Permanent run is filled with wood chips. That's their carbonaceous diaper, as Joel would say. Manure mixes with that. The chickens scratch it, eventually turns into compost. I've talked about this a million times in other videos. The manure drops out into the mulch. Look. Not only is the coop easy to clean in that way, that it's mobile, you just move it. It's actually making compost. Manure, it was just like that yesterday, right here. But the chickens mixed it in, and that manure, that carbon combo, along with the rain and their scratching, giving it air, breaks it down into compost. See, here's some exposed right here. All right, wow. Okay, there it is. Thing's built on the mini-me frame, holds up to 24 chickens. Gable roofing with ventilation. We used to have 10, we matched it with 10. We're about to get the newer, more updated version of this where the gable actually extends for some more added beauty, and it's gonna have a matching black shingle roof to match our roof. You guys could paint it to match your house. It's boarded sides, paneling with black trim. We got the chrome, the metal wheels to look a little prettier than maybe the black plastic rails. Still 26 inch, chickens can get underneath. Super easy to move on these big wheels.